It's going to be an awesome one. It's a classic.
It is a big classic now in the current Quake Live scene. Evil and Cypher seem to always find themselves in the finals. Tox almost making a big upset. I think like 5,000 people there watching Tox almost sending Evil to his grave. But Evil made it through. He has got an incredible amount of wins. I think in the last 2 years or less, he's had over 32 Cup victories. Largely, I think those are the ones that he's beaten Cypher in fact. So he's had more victories than that overall.
It's time for Belarus versus Russia.
Yep. He's the Nip basically of Quake in terms of the beginning when Nip having all those victories. I said it right at the beginning of the day. There was 90 odd victories or however many it was for Nip in the early days of CS Go. Now Evil had 110 victories in a row at one point.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was crazy.
He's absolutely dominant. And he has lost he won the last major online league as well, and this one would top it off nicely for him in preparation for Quakecon that's in 2 weeks' time. But myself and DDK have predicted Cypher to better him today.
Cypher of Belarus, I think he's going to take this one. He just looks, I mean, of course, he's been heralded for a long time as maybe the guy with the highest skill ceiling, the most talented player in Quake history.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a very lofty thing to say.
It's quite heavy to say something like that.
It's a pretty heavy thing indeed. But today, from what we've seen recently, I do feel like he's looking very solid. I feel like he himself seems to be very solid. Because Cypher used to be a player that could get emotional here and there, especially with online leagues and so on. There's not a lot going on lately with all the leagues and stuff, and the Quakecon's right around the corner.
Yeah.
So this is when all the players are really fired up to have the best tournaments.
There is a bit of a rivalry as well between Evil and Cypher, because they don't really like each other that much. I mean, they can hang out when they're at a LAN or whatever, but when it comes to playing a grand final against each other, I mean, sometimes there are tears. There's been a lot of drama in the online Quake community over the last year or so, where we have these early forfeits by Cypher. Evil seems to get to Cypher. Cypher's trying to play those mind games on Evil, but Evil, more often than not, is able to resist any kind of stress or hatred during those moments, and is able to really, mentally beat Cypher down and get wins just without even having to play.
He's kind of actually like the Juggernaut then, because he's got like this like protective shielding against all the mind games. So
it's just that Cypher. It's just that Cypher doesn't. It's just that Cypher is completely broken sometimes, and you just get really stressed out by it. But he got told off in the 125 FPS league for being a bit too disrespectful towards Evil. So, and the thing is, it's the stress of playing the player is what he finds. But now he's trying to man up, and he's trying to get some good games going. And last defeat he suffered, he was far more graceful about it. But he's such a talented player. He just seems to struggle against Evil online sometimes, and it's always LAN where he wants to prove himself ultimately. But this would mean a lot to him to get the victory before Quakecon.
Yeah, it's a really good feeling to go into a LAN having just bested somebody in a grand final.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything. I mean, that's worth playing for in of itself. As you said, at LAN is where it really counts, and having any single edge that you can possibly have is going to count. And so, I mean, these guys already played each other so many times that it's not like you can withhold strategy or something. It's just being just outsmarting your opponent, out-executing your opponent, just being better at the damn game than them. So there's no holding back. There's no punches pulled in a situation like this. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it actually turns out in the grand scheme of things. Do you think it's going to go all 5 maps, or how do you think this is going to turn out? Because I actually think that it could be even a 3-0. Depending on
maybe
we need to see the maps first, I guess.
I'm thinking 3-0, 3-1 for Cypher, something like that. But I'm not sure. I'm fairly confident that it would be 3-1, I think, for Cypher. But we'll see how it goes, because obviously it's all up in the air. I know that EGB has got their bets running now. I don't know how really the betting system works there, if they're closed already or anything like that. But I know that people have been putting the money on EGB and having some fun with the Quake games, which is brilliant, actually. Remember, guys, Quake is not over tonight. Tomorrow there's going to be another full day of Quake. However, this is the grand finals here of the FACEIT Road to QuakeCon tournament. We are going to be moving over to Cypher first here on Lost World.
Lost World.
Thanks.
Back to you.
Evil is just going straight in. Cypher's only got the plasma gun, but he's defending very well with it. He even gets the first frag. You can see how hungry Evil is just then. And that was a little bit uncautious by Cypher to move into center map with the spawn just around the corner. Evil almost able to convert that frag, in fact.
Yeah, that was a really nice start there initially by Cypher with the plasma. And that upsets any kind of scripted starts that are often possible, and that's often going to favor the player that is smarter, quicker on their feet. And so far we can see that Cypher's taking some damage here. Evil's actually rebounding quite effectively. Good direct though from Evil straight away, but Cypher's still going to survive. He's still going to pick up the red armor, and he's still going to swing on by all of these extra items that he needs, and the positioning. That's a very key factor at the moment as well, positioning. But he's got to think about the Mega. That is next. And so here we go, just a setup for the Mega. And this is really nice for Evil, because he's going to have time to get the LG, get the shards, get a yellow. But no, he's going to go straight for the Mega. And this is absolutely crazy. How on earth does he come out there with a mutual kill? I'll never know, but that's a 2-1 here for Cypher, who gets the spawn on the rockets.
Wow. You can really tell that Evil is so aggressive right now. He really wants to be involved in fights. I think looks like he's trying to be a bit more sensible, because before he was just rushing through choke points and didn't seem to care at all. But I think he's realized this is going to be a frag lead that's going to extend very rapidly if he doesn't control himself.
Well, that's kind of crazy, because he doesn't have an LG, and he gave that up. Now, Evil's actually managed to pick one up. Sorry, Cypher's not got an LG. Evil's managed to pick one up, so he's actually managed to come out on top. Here, he's managed to get the red, get the Mega as well. So this play is actually not the safe play, but it's worked out for him. And now he's pinned Cypher down. But this is the 50-50. If you're going to commit, and he has time to do so, although the red is spawning now, which side does he go? Which side will Cypher go? It's so hard to say, but he's going to go low, and Evil's going to miss those rockets really horrendously.
The dodge is real, but Cypher, he's going to go down to the lava. Thought he's going to die there, but he manages to get himself a 50 health bubble. Wow. That was very close. I can't believe that Cypher almost came out on top and got another frag in that fight, though. His dodge has been amazing. And even in some of the previous frags that he managed to get, being able to dodge the second, third rocket from Evil has been critical to his success.
So Cypher, the man of Belarus, he is making his way back onto some pressure, onto the red armor. It's a spot which kind of sucks when you pick it up, because it's very easy to receive damage, but if you can get out of there clean, it is pretty damn strong. But we can see Cypher still harassing him, and he's going to get some good damage in at the end with the rockets, so he's going to be fairly happy with this. He's on position for the Mega. Evil, is he actually going to push for this? He's trying to make it happen with the LG, but Cypher's going to get the hell out of there with the rocket jump. Very swift indeed, but he's still trapped. He still has to try to traverse these walkways, these bridges, and get himself to safety. He's going to pick up the yellow as well, and now things don't look too bad for him, but still, he doesn't really have a stack, so red is going to help dramatically.
Evil, though, with the damage from above. Very nice position from him. And Cypher, again, quite predictably doing that rocket jump towards the yellow armor. He does that so regularly, I think that Evil might catch on later if a pattern starts emerging. It's just a convenient way to get to that lightning gun yellow, though.
It's a really nice movement there from Cypher into that position, but he's going to get sent straight back from whence he came in. That's bad timing, because everything's spawned now. Mega's up, red's up. This should be a very nice spot for Evil to actually take the items and go for the push into a frag, or at least a fragging opportunity. There should surely be one soon. Evil's picked up the red and the Mega now. He's going to be going for Cypher, and he knows it. He is very, very scared here, I think.
Someone give this guy a 50. There we go.
Where is Evil? He's just leaving Cypher completely alone here. He took the Mega and the red like 10-15 seconds ago. Very passive from Evil. Very passive.
Yeah, he could well have got himself a kill there, but he didn't want to go in. Still giving respect to Cypher, but although at a obtuse time. And Cypher's now going to win himself the Mega. This is a very strange kind of exchange of items we're getting between these two. I mean, it was benefiting Evil for so long, but he's just completely stopped the pressure sometimes.
Yeah, this is really unfortunate for Evil. Although I would say unfortunate, maybe the misuse of the word, because in not doing the pressure plays allowed Cypher to get back onto the map, and now Cypher's got options. Good rail, this good rocket there as well, almost acting like a railgun. And Cypher looks to finish off Evil, traps him by the 50. It's good damage there, and
that was close.
This is going to be a race to these next items. It's it is anyone's guess who's going to pick up the most and get the damage out here to come out on top. Here's the Mega though. Cypher's going to pick it up, but there is the damage from Evil. So this is so back and forth in scenarios like this.
That was almost lights out right there. Some good rockets from Evil. Oh, and Cypher's not able to punish him quite. Gets himself onto there, just about avoiding the grenades that Evil's firing down. You can see there's very little between the two of them in these fights. They're both reading each other amazingly well. The amount of times these guys have been in grand finals together is just crazy. This is something they're used to. It's
funny how much damage Cypher and Evil are both constantly receiving, because they're both always kind of fairly low, despite always picking up a lot of stuff. Cypher picked up like 200 resources and then was back down to 150 armor, like immediately.
Oh, there's good LG, interrupted by that rocket to his head. Neither of them are getting a very long amount of time before they have to stop the pressure, but Evil forcing the issue right now. He gets some good LG, and he kept on jumping over Cypher's rockets. That's going to be frustrating for the Belarusian. And with this tied game, Evil is desperate for this red armor to spawn.
Yeah, it's looking pretty nice here for Evil now, but would like to see some pressure onto this Mega from Cypher if he's able to do so. I don't think he has the rockets yet. Or if I don't think he's even in a good position at all yet. Cypher can't actually have much to work with, I think, at this point after dying so soon. So good amount of breathing space for Evil to actually assert himself on the map now. He's got good positioning. You can see Cypher just bobbing around with the plasma gun. So yeah, he's quite behind at the moment. And but Evil has to turn that into a lead, a solid lead. But look at this, 175, 175. This guy is stacked.
Yeah, this is nasty for Cypher at the moment. He's going to have to withhold some pain for the next couple of minutes. But really, he just needs to negotiate some items for himself. And again, a bit like what Too Good was talking earlier about the way Cypher handles things, he still takes those dangerous positions and manages to get some, more often than not, unanswered damage. He's still on the Mega area and has totally thrown Evil off.
What the hell?
What? He finally gets the kill. Cypher was really pushing the boundaries of what was physically possible to do without dying. I can't believe he stayed on that Mega area and just didn't die.
He did. The ratio of damage given to receive there was like 3 or 4 to 1.
Yeah.
In a really weird position as well, where he should take a lot of damage. So, just as you said, very crazy stuff from Cypher. But Evil's going to bounce back from it. He's going to convert onto this. He got the kill, and now he's going to get 200-200 again before there's any response from Cypher. So it's actually worked out in favor of Evil here. He's sitting firmly on 3-2.
Yeah. I mean, just to explain to you guys, at that Mega area, he was just lulling Evil into a sense of, I'm going to get off the Mega platform. I'm going to get off. No, in a second. I'll get off in a second. And Evil keeps on aiming at where he thinks he's about to walk, but to no avail at that point, until Evil then shortly took the lead afterwards.
Yeah, this is looking pretty handsome at the moment for Evil. So Cypher, he's going to try to make the play onto the Mega. This is a very classic move with the rocket launcher. Get you back on the map, and you can see exactly why. Gives yourself an effectively larger stack to take the fight with. Close range rocket engagements, and indeed 2 health. Is there an item up for Evil to take here? Will Cypher bring the pressure straight back in? Did he get a good spawn? These are all questions here that are about to be answered as Evil picks away the red armor. So I guess, well, Cypher just wanted to... Yeah, he got the plasma, so a little bit too far away. Oh, that's so strong. That's so sick. Cypher pulls it out again with the plasma gun.
That was insane plasma. Evil could do nothing, and there's the tied game. Cypher making magic occur. Wow. What... That totally caught Evil off guard. That took me off guard. I'm pretty sure that took several thousand people in stream off guard. That was, yeah, mental.
Yeah, that's a really nice amount of plasma. Plasma's the hardest weapon to use in the game, basically. Very hard to use, but it also has the highest DPS in the game. So we can see it can be a very good comeback weapon in shocking fashion, as we just saw. Nice, just licks of damage here and there from Cypher. Misses the rocket jump. Maybe that helped him though, because the LG was coming out from Evil, and that's actually going to keep Cypher on a bigger stack than had he actually made the jump there. So blessing in disguise for Cypher.
I think that Cypher needs to finish this up before an overtime, and he might be able to do that right now. He's got 2 great rockets. He's got to chase down with the lightning gun and gets the kill. 15 seconds right now to hold on to this lead, and he's going to be a map ahead here in the grand final.
He's just trying to work out what spawn it was for Evil, and he knows now, and he can just, as you say, just play this perfectly. There's no way that Evil can physically get to him, and there it is. GG's called, and again, Cypher steals it out the grips, out of the ironclad grasp of Evil, as he tried to hold as tightly as possible onto that lead.
Yeah.
And he almost managed to do it. But Cypher is Cypher.
That was amazing.
He finds a way, this guy. He finds a way.
That plasma was just out of this world. Avec would have definitely been bowing at his feet just then.
Avec.
But that amazing. Evil just couldn't do anything. He was trying to like, oh, I'll get the 50 health, we'll be fine to just withstand this fight. But the damage, it must have been like 50% plus plasma, 70%. It just didn't really seem to miss. Oh, that was
yeah, it's really, really awesome. We saw a glimpse of it at the start of the map, and that's kind of like, okay, that's kind of cool. But then he brought it back into a point where it was really important to get crippling damage with the plasma gun. So very, very nice indeed. And
he didn't even take much damage himself. He took like 40 or 60 damage.
I just want to see that slow motion of when he was just standing on the mega spot and somehow doing like 200 damage with lightning gun.
Do we have like instant replays? Is there any way we could do that for
we don't know.
Maybe?
For tomorrow? Maybe.
I would love some instant replays of that.
We have the awesome back wall. Come on.
I do like that.
It's pretty good.
I do want that in my room.
I want the full 360 degrees experience.
You see how far they are behind it. They actually go on for miles on either side. It's brilliant, this studio actually. We've got a map starting right now. It's actually going to be Elder between these two. And Cypher off the beginning once again. He gets the key early on. And Evil sometimes plays it really aggressive by the rocket launcher. Not this time round. And he switches things up.
I like the sound the key makes. I've never had a key that sounds like that before in my life.
Have you ever heard a key that sounds?
Yeah, they make all kinds of sounds. It's not like that. Alright, so it's
Zelda key.
So this is quite cool here. So we got Cypher on the key start. He's got that key.
He's got that key start.
Oh, but I love the jump there. He's not gonna. He jumps past. He didn't use his key, so he can actually get the jump on Evil quite literally.
Is he gonna be able to get another kill? There's a bit of lava there. He knows that Evil's taken some extra damage which he couldn't withstand. A nice little move over. I like actually how Cypher's revised these jumps. And as you said earlier, that sort of sneaky move onto the tentacle without using the door.
Amazing.
I think that was great.
Because Evil knows he has the key as well, so why wouldn't he go through the door? I
like these mind games here.
It's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
And especially satisfying for Cypher knowing he successfully did it versus Evil.
Yeah, that's very true. And to get so much momentum at the start of this map is really cool. And Evil needs to find a way back in somehow, but it's not going to be easy against Cypher. Compared to some of the other players he played today, we saw Fazz was able to manage to make it work, but Fazz was the only one. I think Cypher is going to hold on to this start, which is very strong. He's going to get the Mega. He's got a good rotation. Look how split up the Red and the Mega are. This means that Cypher can position himself very, very well with a lot of time to spare, and he can really think about things. He's not going to be rushed on the setups.
So 100-100 Evil had just a moment ago. Gets a fair amount of damage out, and he's going to surely be able to preserve this lower yellow. Cypher just barging his way in, and nope, not going to get it. And also make sure he doesn't get the top either. Oh, the railgun. The railgun is available now to the players. Very strange still to think of as a caster that the rail's only available 2 minutes in. But wow, Evil just blowing himself up. That was a lot of damage taken for Cypher, but he had the confidence. He knew he had the stack to tolerate it. So why the hell not?
Nice angles here found by Cypher as well. Oh, Evil going with a bit of a push. He knows that Cypher's weak. This is his time to press, and it's actually going to work out. He's going to push Cypher away from the red armor area, but he has the key still, so he can get a fast route towards Mega and also get some good angles on the railgun. Of course, Red just being stolen. Cypher really needs a rail to even be able to bother to think about a challenge onto the Mega. He's not going to get it. So Evil's actually switched control around without making a frag here. And that's actually dangerous because, again, Cypher still has the key advantage. So he has a mobility advantage. He can play with that to escape better.
Wow, this is going to hurt. Evil, oh, he manages to finish it with the rocket, and he's got the key right next to him. He might have a big turnaround here. How well can Cypher play without the key? LG chasing up, going up the bounce pad. Is he able to escape almost certain death? No. I don't know if he managed to get that pummel in.
He did, actually, yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he did.
It's a long time for Evil to wait over here for the red.
Yeah,
it's very anxious for him there.
It's really well played, and he got the key away. I was actually a little bit sad because I would have loved to have seen the defensive play that's possible with the key from Cypher. Would have loved to have seen how he would have played that, because of course that opens up options so much on a defense, probably even more effectively when the other guy's chasing frags. So that's very cool, that dynamic. But we have Cypher creeping up around the top of the stairs by Mega to try to get an angle onto Red, and he just wants to get a bit of damage or some information when the Red is going to be. And there is actually no sign of Evil. He was baiting it, but Cypher's going to go for it anyway. Cypher rockets. Is it going to work out? Looking pretty decent. Actually, he's not taking a huge amount of damage compared to what Evil's taking. How on earth again did he pull it off? Cypher, he finds a way, man.
That was mental. Those last 2 rockets were just exquisite.
Got to be patient with that key sometimes.
And the way he was moving
Patience
around.
is the key.
No.
I'm dying.
Stop tinkering around with these.
Oh no.
No. I'm sorry.
That's,
I mean, we've had worse in the past, so.
yeah, that's cool. Love them punts. All right.
Halfway through here, and Cypher looking like he's recovering nicely, but the pressure from Evil. Fortunately for Cypher, Evil only had rockets there, so climbing up the high ground, he's going to be able to escape.
Okay, so just baiting that red armor once again, but this time it won't work out as quite as well as it did previously. Cypher just needs to make sure that he can keep himself alive. He's trying to get some damage on here, just to keep Evil a little bit low, and that's going to give Cypher more room to work the lesser items on. And he delayed him so much that Evil got worried about the double back and getting beaten to the Mega, so he's actually gone back for the Mega. So that just proves how presence can open up the map for you, and how going too passive will lose you the game if you're that way inclined. So Cypher keeping himself in those risky spots, but you can see it makes all the difference for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to explain to some of the people who might not be so familiar with Quake Live. This key is unique to this map, which opens that area that Evil just went through. The timers you see on the left-hand side are not visible to the players themselves. They have to do the calculations in their head. And, oh, just a moment, Evil. Thought he was going to commit to that fight for a moment. And just to mention as well, the red armor is 100 armor, the yellow is 50 armor, the mega is 100 health. That is what the items are going to give you.
Yeah, and Evil's down to 8. He's got the key as well, so the key is going to enable him to more effectively be able to double back or just more quickly move in the upper areas. And it will, if you don't have the key, the door won't open, so it will just shut on you. So if you're chasing him and he manages to go through there, you have to take a detour, so he'll buy some time for himself to get out the way. But he's going to push onto Cypher here. He's got railed straight away. This is actually a terrible engagement.
Oh dear.
That's an absolutely horrendous engagement, and it's going to cost him massively. Cypher's looking really strong now. As long as he can pick up the next Mega, then he's really good here. Doesn't need to think about the red armor too much, but he's going to get both rails and win the red, and potentially win the Mega as well. I have to see where Evil actually spawned, but this is looking really good for Cypher again. He's got the key now as well, so he's all happy. Happy as Larry.
This is looking quite dominating for Cypher at the moment. I mean, Lost World was a fantastic game, but Evil, is he going to be able to close down a frag? I mean, not once Cypher's taken the Mega, not a chance.
If you get crushed by the door, it will damage you as well. I'm not sure how much damage it is.
I'd love to know how much damage it is. I'm really not certain.
I thought Evil was actually going to get caught by it there. But look at this. He's going to jump down onto the a button that opens those stairs up, or raises the stairs and lowers them. Another new dynamic. This is very tense stuff right now.
Can't find a clean angle on Cypher. He's finding it very difficult to get reliable damage on him. And Cypher's still much better off than Evil. And he's just spamming there to see if there's a teleporter exit just there, so he's just hoping that Evil is thinking of going through at that point.
Yeah, and it's interesting right now. Cypher's able to pick up the railgun as well.
It's 50 damage according to chat.
50 damage, yeah. That's actually
it's not bad,
the pummel damage. Yeah, it's not a bad amount of damage. It'd be awesome if it was just a squish, so you just would die, but no matter what. But either way, it's going to be Cypher above, using the key again, getting those fast angles, and he's going to fluidly pick up an excellent couple shots for the frag. And oh no, he's in the lava! He wanted to get back up there, but he couldn't make it happen, and the Mega is spawning as well, so Evil's back in the running, but he's got a minute and a half here, Z.
I like this chase. This is nice from Evil. This is his last opportunity to really make anything happen. His jumps are good to make it over to the Mega health, and now he has got to fly around this map. He's just spotted Cypher, had to get himself some more lightning gun ammunition. Going to try and cut him off there through the obelisk. Going to find him. This yellow's not up for a while, so you just got to run the hell away. It's Evil, he's going to go over to the red armor. And that top yellow just being taken by Cypher. There might be a fight for him to pick around here. Has he spotted him?
I like how he checked the rail straight away, because that's actually really smart. Because Cypher could try to throw him off there, but also he needed the rail as well.
Yeah.
And he's not wasting time either by doing it.
It was a good place to go for multiple reasons. And I think, was that Cypher hiding in the obelisk room?
Yeah, he was indeed.
He's just trying to kill the seconds, because Evil was actually making that comeback happen very fast. And now being able to sneak around is buying him good time.
Oh dear, that's that's checkmate right there, and he knows it.
Yep, that's over.
7-2.
2-0 now for Cypher, DDK.
Yeah.
Our prediction, that's not actually...
Holding up.
Yeah, it is holding up.
Russia.
I'm usually not confident in my predictions. I'm usually massively wrong every time, but I was feeling Cypher to do something great today, and it's happening. But there's still one more map to happen. Evil already made a comeback from being 2-0 behind versus Toxic, and made it all the way back, although under different conditions, because we believe that Toxic was weaker on the remaining two maps, Sinister and Elder, whereas these guys are pretty even. In fact, this is the map just now which I would have thought Evil would have a slight advantage over Cypher.
Yeah, me too.
But Cypher's beasting it at the moment.
He just demonstrates clear understanding of the map, and he just looks on right now. Today, I mean, this is how I felt about him earlier. Just when I saw him playing, I think it was against Fazz. He just looked so like his basics, his fundamentals were really solid, and he wasn't trying to play the other player too heavily. He's playing really good basics first and really good fundamentals, and he's hitting everything as well. That always helps. Yeah. But you can see here as well against Evil, he knows him. He's calm. Because before, like you were saying, it used to be that Evil would kind of be like, he would make moves, and you're like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? And you don't account for it as the player playing him, and then it kind of enrages you a little bit. You get a little bit emotionally invested in it, just because you feel like you die in a weird way. You've planned ahead, a minute ahead of this moment. This should never happen. Stuff like this, because Evil can do stuff like that, but he's being more and more figured out, but he's still damn good, so it doesn't matter too much. But Cypher's on today. It's good to see.
I wonder if Evil's getting a bit stressed out at the moment, because we see much more often Cypher's stressedness versus Evil, but it's harder for us to tell whether or not Evil is stressed out, because we're not able to really communicate with him, and he doesn't really communicate in chat anyway. But I guess there must be some frustration.
He's Russian, man. He's cold as ice. I'm telling you, this guy is stone cold. He's probably not even alive. He's probably doesn't even have a pulse. If you do this, he probably doesn't have a pulse.
I think
you can try it at Quakecon.
He might be dead inside now that Cypher's doing this to him.
Yeah.
It's pretty brutal to go through, especially when he gets
wrecked.
He gets strangely excited when he does this to Cypher.
I just like saying wrecked, to be honest. So
yeah, but he is getting wrecked at the moment. The first map wasn't destroying, but Cypher seems to he's putting his energy into better places. Usually he puts his energy into just getting pissed off, essentially, and now he's actually he's driven. He is determined to be Evil.
When he's focused on winning, he is so good.
So let's have a look now. We have got potentially the last map here between Evil and Cypher. That is, of course, Cypher wins it. But we're on Evil at the moment, as he is going to try and make his way back into this series.
Yeah, so good start for Evil. I think it's always a start that he enjoys with the LG, and it's going to be, boom, the engagement is solid, it's good damage, the rockets are complicating things massively here, and that's going to be a 2 health Cypher. He stayed alive somehow. This sucks though, because it means that he cannot be present on the next items. He's too weak for that, and I think Evil's scooped up some health as well, and he catches him off guard. That is so painful, because Cypher just picked up some armor as well, so that's not going to be available. That was useless to him.
He surely would have realized that, hey, if Evil picked the Mega up straight away, that's spawning really soon. I should probably not be in this room, as Evil will want to take that item. I kind of think it's like he obviously didn't want to play on 2 health and 0 armor, but he kind of had to for an extra 10 or 15 seconds more until the items had been taken and the health bubbles were more available.
Yeah, it's a rough situation, and I mean, we've seen him fight back from this kind of a spot all day. Like, he's had bad starts, and this is the thing, like, if you're that focused as we just described him to be, it's a situation you can always come back from. But these rockets are absolutely stellar there from Evil, and he's going to pick up so much damage. I love this committing from Cypher, because if he dies, he can spawn on the red. He knows the red has been up, so that's such a good committed play. He's going to get the red pickup, even though he does get railed. That is a wonderful play by Cypher. Sure, he died, but he's right back in it, and Evil will not get control straight away. Very key.
Yeah, that's as you say. Sometimes there are good times to die. It sounds counterintuitive, but there absolutely is times where sometimes players will kill themselves on purpose on a certain side of the map when they know that they've been given enough time for the other items to spawn.
That was the cheat code in Warcraft 2, by the way. It is a good day to die. Don't know why I remember that.
Were you a cheater?
In single player sometimes, yes.
I'm a
I was 10 years old, goddammit.
I forgive you. Well, Cypher, he's going to have to come back a little bit from this. I was feeling at the beginning that Evil might be hustling us, because he kind of just switched on in a crazy way at the beginning of this duel. But Cypher's going to try and play it smart, I think. Maybe try and sort things out a little bit how he did versus Cooler, when Cooler had his early advantages on Furious Heights.
Yeah, Cooler was looking so good at the start of Furious. He got 6 to -1. Cypher somehow pulled that one back together again.
The damage here from Evil O is extreme. He even rocket jumps across, and Evil finds another angle just as he was trying to get the 50 health bubble. Every item was up just a moment ago. A vertical LG. I don't know how you hit so much LG like that. Amazing aim there from Evil. 4-0 now. And now he's getting into the swing of things. This is what Evil will do on a daily basis. A maply basis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somehow Cypher was avoiding it for the last 2.
Evil's always been a really good Furious Heights player, and he's displaying it once again. Now with this kind of a stack, it's going to be very hard for Cypher to get back in. He needs to land some damage and just basically throw off some of the rotations. Mega is actually up after the red armor, so Cypher's going to actually turn Evil around. This is a really nice play here. He's turned him around. He's going to try to just wiggle his way onto the red armor. And look at the beautiful movement, the way he moves around the pillars to just limit the amount of time he's exposed to damage. And he's going to pick up the red. And the damage that he's done in return, if he just picks up another yellow or 2, he's going to be straight back in this with a strong fight. Cypher is... this next red fight is going to be really, really big, potentially, if Cypher decides to go for the drop. He has the time as well, and Evil might not.
Evil know exactly
as
where
well.
he is, though, so it's a bit dangerous for him to go. I think he's just gonna spam that one out. He didn't hear it getting picked up, so he doesn't really have a clue. But seeing Evil go through the teleporter, he knows he probably took it about 2 seconds before that. Another rail.
Yeah, Cypher going positive on the damage here actually is really key, because the Mega's spawning in. Oh, he's gonna go through the choke point into the 50, and he's gonna get knocked straight back down. And that sucks, because Cypher had a really strong shot at that Mega health, and now he's back to square one, although the red armor's coming up. Can he stay alive? Can he take it? He will get it before he actually goes down, but he's still alive and kicking at the moment. Cypher, he's got the rail as well to play with. This could work out for him.
That 25 was important as well. He was way too vulnerable without it. He's hitting another rail, looking for another, but is Evil going to be fighting him off at the moment? Evil backing down to the lower areas. Mega is going to be up after this red. Is Cypher, I think, yep, Cypher's just going to have to settle with this Mega that's up in a second. And he might not even get that if Evil decides to put pressure.
Evil doesn't know that he's seen it. Evil was really wounded after that fight. He's off licking his wounds still, it would seem.
Yeah, actually, very little health.
That is interesting, because Cypher went down so low before around that area. I guess no health was up at all, so that's actually ended up in his favor. But he needs to get frags at this point, and he's trying to catch Evil off guard. He's going to be taking that red. He's going to go and drop for it. Evil gets beat off to the Mega, the red armor.
He gets what? Never mind.
Oh my god. Oh dear.
Oh, he spotted him. He spotted him. Keep it together, Dan. We can do this.
we can do this. We got this.
Match of the day. The Cypher's looking brilliant at the moment. This just might be a frag combination, but the red arm has just been taken. But Cypher keeps on delivering damage. Another rail. Evil surely going to use that teleporter, but he doesn't want to.
Alright, so here we go. We have Cypher still on position here by the 50. He's going to be able to cut off Evil. It's such a strong position. The LG close range though, and Evil switches to the... What is going on with the weapon switching in this?
It's like a ritualistic dancing going on around that little pillar. What the hell was that about?
But Evil was switching to the railgun at point blank range when Cypher's in his face and he has rockets and LG.
I mean, even Plurry would have been like, probably shouldn't have done that.
What, mate? Yeah, that was very weird. And Cypher picked up a fairly clean kill because of that. And now we have a weird situation where Evil could actually lose the grip of this match very quickly. And of course the series as well. And it is $1,500 here for first place. And in goes the battle for the red armor. Evil's going to pick it up though. Oh. Nice air rocket. And can he get the finish? Looks like he won't just yet. But the Mega is coming, so we have to see whether or not Evil's going to keep the pressure up and allow himself to be damaged here. Yeah, he's going for the pressure. And Cypher.
I like that safe play going on to the yellow instead. He's changing the angles up quite a lot. Evil's going to go down once again. That was a very intelligently picked fight by Cypher. knew that even if Evil went and got the Mega, he was in such a vulnerable position anyway, and would have taken a lot of damage no matter what. And Ale through the little bridge. He's quite weak at the moment. 15 health left only, but he's got the 50. The red is right in front of him, and he might even be able to tie it up in a second. Evil's got no weapons to work with whatsoever. Just this machine gun. He's got hardly any ammo. Come on, Cypher, can you do this? He's got to be careful. Is he just going to go for it?
In the back. The Lannisters send their regards.
Oh my god.
This is awesome. So 4-4. Cypher straight back into this one. And we have the red coming up for him as well. Mega going towards Evil. So this could slow down a little bit depending on how these two guys want to play it. As they likely know the next frag. If it's fairly clean, then that's it. That's game. So neither really want to risk that straight away. So
I honestly don't think it's a good idea for Cypher to try and get the frag in the next minute. I'd say wait maybe 90 seconds. Maybe
may not have a choice.
105. Yeah, well, if Evil wants to force the fight, it's probably a good idea for him to do that. Get Cypher weak as soon as you can. But Cypher, he's always got the last word in the fight, doesn't he? Hit that little rail right at the end.
Yeah, it was a really good effort from Evil, absolutely. Because one of the ways you win these big fights is getting the bit of damage to kind of force them into weird positioning or to kind of create harder or more awkward decisions for them when it comes to actually then going for that item that you're both fighting over. And if you're able to steal it away as you go for the fight, it's very good, but that is very dangerous. He just pops him straight off the ledge, and that was all she wrote. For Evil, Cypher's back in the lead with a minute to go.
He's got to be careful though with the lead. He's challenging over this Mega because even though he's got the lead and there's a minute left, he can't let Evil get control yet. He has to challenge for that. Very clever, pushing him down, getting one more frag. 60 seconds for Evil to come back in this. I'm not sure he's going to be able to do it. And Cypher just launching himself at the red, perpetuating his control. This has been brilliant play from Cypher today. And he might just be banking himself $1,500 in less than 40 seconds time.
Here it is, he can taste victory.
Oh wow, on the rail after. You've got to be kidding me.
Sick flick there from Cypher, the one and only. The beast from Belarus, beast from the east. They're both beasts from the east, but
I don't want to I don't want to tear your heart out, but it's Belarus.
Belarus. All right. It seems like Cypher's gonna actually make this happen. He didn't even have to beat anyone off.
Cooler's even left the server at the moment.
Cooler is like, this is not Horosh.
There's been too much beating going on. He can't handle this anymore. But that's a result for Cypher.
This is a really big result. Yeah, $1,500, $500 to second place. So Evil, doesn't go home empty-handed either, and $250 for third and fourth.
Still a good day at the office for them,
Yeah. Chunk of cash take home.
Cypher is going to be particularly happy. It is.
That's a lot of beer in Belarus.
It is. It really is.
A lot of beer, man.
It sounds kind of, I don't know if cliche would be the right word, but soppy almost to say. But I really think that actually Cypher cares almost more about teaching Evil a lesson than the money itself.
That's awesome.
I love it. He really likes he really likes putting Evil down and just crunching him under his foot, saying, "I'm better than you. I am the better Quake player."
That's good.
So
that's good. It's a good storyline going into Quakecon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's rivalries are really important, and it's nice to see that we have that. There used to be a lot of them in the Quake 4 days. I remember as well, especially when Forever was around. I don't know if you remember him.
I
the
don't
Dutch
know
guy.
Forever.
He had a. And of course, Strengths provides rivalries and drama. There's always those players which are really fun. But yeah, congratulations to Cypher. Of course, there is going to be another day of play here for Quake
We'll
Live.
see Cypher again tomorrow, playing with playing with Strength, Silence Ep, and clawz. So they'll be playing some TDM, CTF. It's a combination of 3 different modes tomorrow. There's going to be lots and lots of action. There's also going to be Deliberate Murder. That's going to have Cooler in it with Fortune, Latromi, and Pavel, I believe. There's going to be the Averages, which is going to be Demon, Fazz, Sparty, and Noctis. And finally, we're going to have the... What's the name of that place again?
Which place?
Meltdown, thank you, producer Reese.
My special happy place.
Where Lincoln, Tox, Wins, and Zyrex are going to be playing. So we've got some amazing players up tomorrow. Myself and DDK are going to be around.
Yep.
If we are lucky kids, we might have Too Good come back and support us in our casting endeavors.
Yeah, that'd be really cool to see him again.
To have him in today.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, he's dropping by the office and dropping by London, so it's very cool that he came in. And of course, massive thank you to eGamingBets, egb.com. Go check it out. They rebranded it. They've got lots of nice new finery on the website, the most premium of websites for you guys.
Yeah.
And lots of cool new features, and it looks nice. And of course, all the matches are on there, and you can do real money bets and whatever you want on there. So yeah, it's going to be a fun day.
I think it's honestly a real shame that Quakers don't play on FACEIT more often as well, because the platform has been growing and growing. It's been getting better and better. I play on it with CS. Sorry, Quake community, but I'm into the CS, and FACEIT is brilliant for it. I'm gonna like completely brown nose myself on FACEIT at the moment.
It's going.
But I got rid of I got rid of my ESEA subscription, and I totally went all up in the FACEIT stuff because it's just infinitely better.
High five.
Yeah,
all right.
Love a job. No,
yeah.
Also,
you're gonna do the Thorn thing there. Pay me.
Also, another point: if you've got anything that you maybe want me or Dan to ask Too Good, or something that we want to talk about tomorrow, then send us a tweet over at follow DDK or at ZLive Tweets, and we'll see what we can do with some stuff.
We'll probably ignore it.
I think that's it, Dan. I guess roll out the day for us.
All right, guys. So tomorrow is going to be pretty much the same deal schedule-wise, but as Zoot mentioned, we have 4 teams, and it's going to be best. And so each matchup is going to be best. It's going to be think of it like we just had Duel. We have best of 3s, but it's a best of 3 TDM, and the winner of let's say your team wins the best of 3 TDM. Then you have to play a best of 3 CTF. If you win that, then it's over. But if you lose the best of 3 CTF, then it's a best of 3 duels. You select a dueller from the team, and it's best of 3 duel, and that will decide if which team goes forward into the finals. So we'll have 4 teams doing that.
If you're wondering why Evil's not in that, it's because his team is entirely over the other side of the Atlantic, so Evil's not going to be able to participate tomorrow. If you were enjoying watching his game, but pretty much the rest of the duelers in the scene are going to be playing in some shape or form tomorrow that you saw today.
It's going to be fun. So guys, we will sign off. That's all from me and Zoot here for tonight. Hope you enjoyed the Quake action. If you were new to it, you can go to just find Quake Live on Steam, and you can give it a go yourself.
It's
and
free.
You can go to esreality.com as well, which is the portal for all news and Quake goings on. But otherwise, thank you very much, and I wish you a good night.